What's up, guys? Welcome back. New episode, new week. Second to last episode of the Summer Shred Challenge. We're super stoked. In the room where I first started.
Yep, so we're coming to the end of the road for the Summer Shred Challenge. This is where it all began for us.
No, it didn't.
Basically, where we're going to go ahead and take care of the last important lift I feel that we should go ahead and cover in depth, which is
Deadlifts.
Deadlifts, the second most important lift when it comes to developing a strong physique, and there's a lot of technical things that people fail to cover. We always say that we need to squat, deadlift, overhead press, bench, and do a lot of big movements, but as you've seen in the previous videos, there's a lot of little things that come into play that ensure that you get the maximum benefits from that exercise and avoiding injury. So we're going to go ahead and cover the deadlift in depth. It's going to be mainly me and Steven. Pedro feeling...
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty sick.
He's feeling kind of shitty, so we're going to go ahead and cover for that. Steven, let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do this shit.
Let's go, guys.
Motherfuckers on this.
Alright, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and cover the second king of all exercises. I guess this can consider to be the queen. This is king, queen, jack. We're doing the deadlifts. If you had to pick one or two exercises to knock out in a day, squats and the deadlifts are key. It's a very simple movement, but a lot of people end up doing it wrong, hurting themselves, or it's actually more technical than people make it out to be. So there's a lot of mental cues and a lot of little tricks to ensure that you keep the exercise, first of all, safe, and that way you can really get all the benefits from it. Because when it's done correctly, great benefits. When done incorrectly, you're just setting yourself up for a world of pain. So we're gonna go ahead and break down. Me and Steven today. Pedro's not feeling himself. He's under the weather, so me and Steven are gonna go ahead and take over this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You have to do it without me.
So let's go ahead and demo it.
Alright.
I'll go ahead and do it how I do it, and you might have a little bit of a slightly different posture than me. Just the fact of our hands, legs are a little bit different in length. So kind of how you would come up, you can actually maybe come up around. I recommend for the majority of people it's a neutral stance. When you come down to the bar, when you're looking down at the bar, you want the bar to line up with the middle of your toes, middle of your feet. You're gonna come down, weight in the heels, hands right next to your legs, everything nice and compact. Like have a little bit of a stretch in your elbows, activate your lats, drive up. Power, explode. Go ahead and come around so I can show them how it looks from the side. So you already know what it looks like in the front. So now the side is going to be a little bit different. Basically, just like the squats, your hips are coming back. It's all of a hip movement primarily. So come down again, reset, hips back, exit, weight in the heels, pull, come forward. Bar never leaves the body. You don't want the bar in front of you. You want the bar really grinding against your legs. You might want to wear pants because you're gonna end up scratching your shins up, but that's okay. So you don't want, when you come up to the top, you don't want people to see you go like this. You make that excessive, reach back. All you want is to be nice and neutral. Reset on each rep. Get tight. Squeeze the bar. Tight. Let's come back. Okay. So.
I feel like one important thing is that when you're deadlifting, everything comes up at once.
Correct. You don't want, sometimes when it gets too heavy, people tend to pull with their back, and then their hips kind of follow. They look something like very sloppy. It's like, or their butt's way too high for them, where their back rounds. So here. And that just sets you up. If it gets any heavier, holy shit, that would just destroy you. So, you want your back to be neutral. your back really benefits from it. But mainly what's giving you that majority of the power is your hips, your legs, everything's engaged. So your back is just getting that last bit, but mainly it's everything here. This is the movement you want to happen when you're deadlifting. So, alright,
Let's go ahead and show you guys my deadlifting technique. Very similar to Jonathan's. I mean, Jonathan covered everything really good. Now, one point that he may not have covered is I like to keep my chest behind the bar, and like when I go to do the pulling motion, it's like obviously you're gonna put all the weight on your heels, but it's kind of like you're falling back in a way, like when you're lifting the bar up.
that's a good point.
So what I like to do, and also don't look at yourself in the mirror, like don't look up, like look straight ahead. You want to keep your back, and your head, your neck, everything straight like that. So, yeah, neutral stance, just like Sean was saying. Like this.
Stop right there. So if you notice, he actually has a very long arm to leg ratio. I actually have a very short arm to leg ratio. So he actually has a good lever to just really sink down nicely and have that sit back, where if I kind of do that, my arms are not long enough, so I actually I have to get a little lower than he does when it comes to setting myself up for the deadlift. But go ahead.
Yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna run through it. Actually like to grip it a different way, the over under. I'm not a big fan of just like the what do you call it, hook grip?
The overhand.
The
grip.
overhand.
Hook grip is different. It's an overhand, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Also, yeah, like John said, also you want to keep your shoulders back and flex those lats. You don't want to have your shoulders rounded off like this, because it's going to cause you to like bring the fucking weight up like that.
And now, if you notice that deadlifts, if you had to pick an exercise to really build your overall back in really good thickness and definition, it would be the deadlifts. I mean, it really takes the cake on all the back deadlifts, all the back lifts that we covered in the previous video. Go check that out. They are important, they have their place, but deadlifts is obviously the king of all back exercises. Steven was talking about grips, about having your hands pronated, facing you, having an over-under grip, and that's usually when the weight starts to get a little bit more challenging. You want to maybe hold it here. I personally have been now playing around with the hook grip, and the hook grip is with your hands over, but the only difference is that instead of grabbing the bar and the thumb comes over your finger, you're actually putting the thumb around the bar first and latching it with your index finger, and everything is you just hold it. It's a little bit uncomfortable at first, but if you care more about overall longevity and balance and symmetry in your back, it's going to be more beneficial for you to do the hook grip and learn how to do it and kind of get the comfort with it, even though it never gets really comfortable, but it just really keeps you're able to handle just as much weight. It's just a little bit more uncomfortable getting used to it. It's also very popular in powerlifters. They actually hold a lot of weight with a hook grip, and it's just because it's a little bit safer when you start playing with heavy numbers and weight. I know over/under, you start to develop imbalances. One side might be like a little bit more overdeveloped than the other, and I actually started noticing that this last year and a half when I started doing a lot more weight with an over/under. So I started just playing with the other grip, and I feel like my back is actually feeling much better, and it's actually coming in, looking a little bit more balanced in my posture. So a hook grip just looks like this. Instead of grabbing the bar standard, where you just grab it here and wrap your hand like how you would normally grab it, you're gonna go ahead and grab your thumb, latch it under, and grab your index finger and squeeze your thumb. Okay, so thumb, index finger, thumb, index finger. It's a little bit awkward at first, but the same principles apply with your stance. Gonna nice and neutral, hamstrings tight. And honestly, you would be surprised. It's taking me a couple weeks to actually feel comfortable with handling almost as much weight as I was normally pulling before. So play with that grip. It's a better alternative than buying wrist straps. You take away a little bit with the wrist straps. I mean, it's a great tool if you want to, but if you care about raw strength in your hands, practice the hook grip. So that's my takeaway there. Yeah. Any other cues that we want to cover?
No, I mean, I think we basically covered it all. Yeah, like, what was that, Pedro?
I was gonna say maybe the cue of when you lean back. Yeah, when you lean back, when you feel the tension, you go up.
We'll cover that. So what Pedro's talking about is when you're getting ready for the deadlift and you're getting to your position and getting comfortable, some people may find it better being more neutral, a much more closer stance. Some people like a little bit standard shoulder width stance. That's what you find that. You come down and set yourself up like normal. Now the important key here that's going to help you when you're getting to that, especially that heavier weight, to the CNS firing, is actually before you lift, you want to be actually very, very tight, almost like a statue. You start with gripping it hard and squeezing the bar. You get your hamstrings, do like almost like a slight pull. Your hamstrings are going to get activated nice and tight. Because the biggest problem is people do here, they come and they jolt the weight up. You want to come here, hamstrings back, tight, everything's tense. Come up. You reset, deep breath. One time. Really sit back to those heels. And then you explode up. But you don't want that jolting at the beginning. You really want to
like pull out the slack a little bit.
Yes, that's like a very it's a more technical term, but basically all that means is you're pulling the bar, you're tight, your arm's super straight, it doesn't have any bend, hamstrings are tight. Squeeze the bar, stay there for 2 to 3 seconds, holding as hard as you can, and come up. You'll probably notice that the bar is actually going to feel a lot lighter than normally would. So that's another huge game changer when it comes to deadlifting. That's helped me actually build my deadlift up more, which is by incorporating the small cues. God, I'm actually tired from doing that.
Hey, where's John? It's only 135 pounds.
It's only 135 pounds, but you'd be surprised at how much you can do just by really making every rep count. So,
by actually going fully through the motion, applying every single little thing there is to apply, believe me, it's gonna get to you. But I feel like Jonathan's covered everything pretty well. I don't think there's anything more but to just actually learn.
All right, boys, that basically wraps up the day.
We're done.
Deadlifts. So hopefully that information was helpful, guys. Next week we have a little surprise.
Stay tuned.
Check it out. We don't want
a little trip.
We don't want to say it yet. We've been thinking about it. It was a decision that we brainstormed halfway through this Summer Shred Challenge to really make this, I guess, the ending and the
full circle
of everything that we went through, the dieting, the just restricting a bit, but we're gonna go and have some fun and show you guys that sometimes you gotta let go too and just enjoy your life.
Hello.
Yes.
So if you like this video,
share this video,
give it a thumbs up,
and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you guys next week.